Telling your story is an inclusive view of the people around us who share the same dreams and goals but face different challenges moving forward. We hope you come away from each show inspired. Keep watching for this episode of Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic coming up next. Hello and welcome to Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic. We're so glad you tuned in to watch. I'm Nic.
And I'm Terrell.
And we are your co-hosts. We have a great show today with two awesome guys living independently here in Montgomery County. Steve and Eli are best friends and roommates, and they're here to tell their story.
Yes, I do. I live on my own too. I can't wait to hear your story.
Thank you guys, Steve and Eli, for coming into the studio today to tell your wonderful story of friendship and independent living and share some advice for some of our self-advocates out there and their families who love to hear all about living on their own here in Montgomery County.
Welcome to our story, Steve and Eli. I can't wait to hear your story about your apartment.
That's right. We have a lot of ground to cover today. Let me first ask Steve and Eli, how long have you guys known each other?
We knew each other since when I was 20 and he was 16.
Wow, so pretty long time, right, you guys?
Yeah.
And you've been friends for a while. And now, right, you've made that transition from being friends to being roommates. So how long have you lived together?
We've lived together since maybe a couple of years.
Okay, excellent. Well, we're glad to hear that. We're pretty excited to know all about it.
Yes, that's true.
So, Steve.
Yes?
Can you share with me one thing that you really like about living with Eli?
I like to hang out with my buddy Eli.
That's awesome. And it must be easy because he's like in the same apartment now, right? It's a lot easier to hang out with him.
Yes.
Excellent. Eli, how about you? Just one thing about living with your best friend that you really like.
Okay. I like hanging out with him, talking to him, and eating dessert with him.
Oh, dessert is great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you get to hang out and eat dessert?
Well, that's at nighttime.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit,
Excellent.
not every day.
Every night.
Every
Every
night?
night, okay. That sounds good, too.
And Terrell, you live on your own as well in Montgomery County with a roommate. Terrell, do you eat dessert at night?
Yeah, I do.
I love this dessert at night thing. This is great. I got to get on the bandwagon with that.
Yeah, you should.
Sometimes we watch movies together
Oh, that sounds great.
or TV shows that I like.
So it's really nice that you are able to share living independently, but also have that friendship. It sounds like that's a real social thing that's fun, but you can rely on each other and share things together. Is that how it feels for you, Steve?
Yes.
That's awesome. And so Terrell, can you share a little bit about, I know that when we live independently, there's a lot of things we have to do. We call it adulting,
Yeah.
right? Adulting. So I'm interested, and I think our self-advocates in the audience would love to know as well, when we live on our own, there's a lot of things we have to do that's really different from living at home. So I'd love to hear about your thoughts on cooking and cleaning and all of the things that we have to think about living on our own independently. Eli, who does all the cooking and the cleaning?
sometimes we do cooking, and sometimes we have a helper who helps us, Anwar, who sometimes also cooks for us sometimes.
That's wonderful. So you have some support staff that gives you some assistance.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Steve, what are your thoughts on cleaning? It's not something we necessarily, gravitate and get excited about doing, but as Terrell once said to me, it's got to be done.
Yeah, it got to be done because if you have friends coming over, they don't want to walk in and say yucko. They want to say nice apartment and all that, right? Right, Eli?
Sometimes they might say, we need to clean better. Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
And Steve, what do you do for cleaning? What kinds of things do you do?
I did clean the bathroom,
Good for you.
and I did trash can, and sometimes I did. I did vacuum. And one more thing, I like to clean my DVD player while it's dirty.
That is really smart. Thank you for the
Yes.
reminding us, because they
Yeah.
get really dusty,
Yes,
right?
it does.
Yeah.
It is. It can be.
So I would love to know, since you guys are now living independently in Montgomery County, you've been friends for a long time, so you're basically having the opportunity, really just like Terrell as well, to begin to explore this area as adults. And I know for a lot of people in the county, that feels scary.
Yeah.
And so I would love if you guys could share a little bit about how that transition was. Was it scary to go from living at home with your parents to having your own place in Montgomery County?
Well, actually, first I lived with my mom and my dad for a while,
Sure.
and my brothers moved out, and since then I've been living with them for a while. Then my mom and me had a deal that if I move out, they will also get their own place as well.
Excellent. So is that how it all went down?
Yes.
Nice. Nice. So it's kind of win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Steve, how about you? Was it a scary transition going from your parents' house to having your very own apartment?
Actually, my mom and dad did not move yet because they moved to because my mom and my dad they live in Silver Spring, and also my brother and my sister moved to Olney with his great grand dog Tallulah.
Nice. So it sounds like for each of you, you are, as your siblings are, living independently outside of your parents' home. And we're super excited to hear more about what it's like to live independently and to really be able to share with our self-advocates out there who are watching our show that you guys are role models. You can really let folks know that you live independently, you're friends, you've maintained that friendship, you're cooking, you're cleaning, and like Terrell said, there's no yucco there, and
That's
occasionally
true.
there is dessert at night. So we'll be back in just a few moments to talk more about living in Montgomery County from Steve and Eli. Welcome back. Terrell and I are enjoying our talk with Steve and Eli, two longtime friends who are now roommates living here in Montgomery County. So as we talked before the break, you guys are really helping Terrell and I know, Terrell, your mom was nervous when you moved out too.
Yes.
So you guys are really helping Terrell and I and our audience to understand that sometimes it is a transition, but you're rocking it, right?
Yeah.
And you're moving to a new place, which I know, Terrell, you want to ask him about the new cool place, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All
I
right.
do. Eli and Steve, tell me more about your new place. In what place?
It's in Shady Grove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shady Grove
Oh,
is good.
Shady Grove is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. And let me ask you guys, is this place bigger or smaller than the other one?
It's a bigger.
It's bigger. Nice. Excellent. And is it, so if it's in the Shady Grove area, so I'm wondering, is it close to either Metro or a Metro bus, or what about transportation? That's a big issue in Montgomery County, and I know it's something that we think about when we move out on our own, right, Terrell?
Yes, that's true. We
Is the
do.
new place, Eli, near a Metro?
It is. Yes.
Excellent. And what about bus?
Yes.
How do you guys get around? Do you drive?
No, we sometimes we go if on wire, or if someone works with us, or I take the metro to get to work.
Excellent. So you take it every day like Terrell. You take the Metro as well.
Yes, every day.
Excellent. And I was wondering if you could have like the perfect apartment. What would it have? Terrell, what perfect apartment, what would it have?
I will have 3 kitchens because I like to cook. One kitchen is upstairs, and the other kitchen in the kitchen area, and then the third kitchen is in the basement.
Wow. So you like to cook?
Yeah.
And you 3 kitchens?
Yeah, and also the bathroom. They have, I will have a live bathroom because a lot of people had to go to the bathroom, right?
Well, this is a good point. How about you guys? If you could have the perfect apartment, what would it have?
We'll have a walk-in closet.
Walk-in closet would be awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I know, Eli, you have a huge interest in filmmaking and directing. Would it also have somewhere where there could be a movie theater or access to one?
Actually, it's more like directing plays.
Excellent. Can you guys share a little bit about your dreams and your goals, some of the things that you're doing? So you would like to be a director of plays?
Yeah.
Excellent. And Steve, how about you? What are some of your dreams and goals?
I like to be a front man.
For?
Front man.
Excellent. So what are you doing to kind of move forward? Are you?
Front man is like it's like a singer.
Is the front man the person who's like usually in the front of the rock group?
Yes.
Excellent. You're really into music.
Mm-hmm.
That is really, so both of you have a great love for the arts, and we have so much arts here in Montgomery County,
Yes,
right?
that's true. We do.
One of the things too, and Terrell, I'll let you, because this is really your area, because you are so amazing at it. I know that you both really enjoy Special Olympics. That keeps you busy in the county.
Yeah.
So what sports are you guys doing right now?
I'm doing basketball and powerlifting.
Excellent. Steve, how about you?
Mine is same thing. Basketball,
Uh-huh.
softball, golf, and powerlifting.
Wow. And you both do art stream.
Yeah.
Phew, you are busy guys. I don't know how you have time for dessert at night.
Actually, we don't do it every night. Like
You
if I go out eat at the restaurant, I don't eat dessert at home.
That makes sense. You're balancing it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So can you guys talk a little bit about, and I know Terrell, you're very involved in organizations too, in
Right.
Special Olympics and ArtStream, and can you guys talk a little bit about, there's a wonderful nonprofit here in Montgomery County called the Down Syndrome Network of Montgomery County, or DSNMC. Can you guys share a little bit about this wonderful organization?
Sure.
They do all kinds of workshops, right?
Yeah.
and they have programs for all ages. So when maybe for small kids, and they do the step-up walk, which recently I know that you both participated in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you share with our audience, you guys are really excellent public speakers. You work really hard at writing your speeches, and you work in your workshops with a partnership through ArtStream and DSNMC. I would love to know what it's like to go and to be able to deliver that speech. You had hundreds of people, and Terrell, I know you've done this so many times, hundreds of people out there listening to those speeches. What was that like for you, Steve?
I like is being the best performer.
Yeah. Well, it really makes a difference, right? Doing a lot of the theater work that you do and the public speaking can really create confidence.
Yes.
And I imagine, and Terrell, how about you? Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. Special Olympics, I do Special Olympics. I am an athlete as well, like you two. I do skiing, and I do track and field and sailing. My first time being in went to the World Games in LA. I did I sail on solo boat. I had no help.
That's amazing. That really, and
Yeah.
you came in third in the world.
Third place.
In the
yeah.
world.
In the world.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And Eli, I remember your speech from a few weeks back was really wonderful. What did that feel like for you?
Actually, it feels good.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And I would imagine all of those things combined, the wonderful things that you're doing in your adult life, right? You're working and you're doing ArtStream and plays and taking classes. You're interested in all of your music. Must build your confidence to be able to live independently. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you had the opportunity to share with some self-advocates some advice about living on your own, what would you say to them? Eli, what advice would you give some self-advocates and their families?
I think I'll let him go first this time.
Sure, absolutely. Steve, if we could have some self-advocates to talk to about living on their own, and this show hopefully will share that information too, what would you tell them?
I want to tell them is trying to respect each other.
Oh, that's fantastic advice.
That was
Yeah, I can't
good,
repeat
Steve.
that.
Yeah,
What?
you can compete with
I
that.
can't compete with that.
Well, that's okay. We don't have to compete. That is a really, really powerful statement, Steve. And you're absolutely right, 100%.
Yes.
You have to respect your roommate. And you guys are lucky in that you know each other really well. Eli, how about you? If you could give some advice to self-advocates and their families about moving out on their own, what would you share with them?
Speak up and tell them what you want. And it's not that hard to move out.
That's fantastic. So in many ways, you would really encourage them to be the self-advocates that they were meant to be,
Yeah.
right? And that's what you're saying. And I think respecting, too, like Steve said. Terrell, how about you? You've been living on your own for a while.
Yes.
What advice would you share from a seasoned veteran who's lived on his own? What would you share with folks about living on their own?
You should be happy, happy that you move out. And if it's hard for you, you have help. If they are good help, they will help you a lot. If they are bad help, they will help you a little bit. Don't go letting people push you around and all that. Talk your mind, and you will be better.
Absolutely. So I'm hearing a lot of self-advocacy from you, too.
Yes.
So really speaking up and really getting your thoughts and your feelings and your ideas out there, and then following exactly what Steve said, right, Steve, in a respectful
Yes.
fashion. So let's talk something Terrell and I love, fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Fun.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
fun.
Fun.
Okay, all right, so
All
let's
right.
go around. What do you guys like to do for fun?
We like to we like to go together. We like to we go to camp together,
Nice.
and we also like to sometimes hang out with my brother.
That sounds so cool. That's
And
wonderful.
also we sometimes go to the mall, the Anwar, go see a movie with my dad, or yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. It sounds wonderful. And Steve, how about you? When you think of fun, what are you thinking?
I like to listen to music, watching TV. I like hanging out. Yeah, I like to eat out, going to the mall with Anwar. And also, I like to to see my brother. And also, I like to do is going to WrestleMania, and one more is I want to be a host and a musical guest for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, hosting a musical guest
wow.
for Saturday Night Live.
That sounds good.
Well, we would so be in the audience for that,
Yes,
right?
for sure. Yes, Nick.
All right, Terrell, very quickly, share with our audience, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to hang out. And I like to go to Rio, and I like to Rio have a free dance. So if you two like to dance, you can hang out there and have more fun.
Oh, that sounds great. Sounds like an invitation.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, there you go. Now you got one more thing to add to your very busy calendars of super fun things to do. Well, one of the things I love to do is I love to go to a place called Sugarloaf Mountain.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that one?
No, I don't.
It's pretty far up county, and it's really beautiful, and I like to hike there.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Yeah, it's really, isn't it pretty?
Yeah.
It's a really pretty
It's
place.
nice.
Well, you guys, I want to tell you, I think you're incredible role models. And I'm really grateful that you shared your story, because Terrell and I really want people in Montgomery County to know, no matter how old they are, that there are many wonderful opportunities to be happy and live independently in Montgomery County, and you guys are perfect examples of that. And kudos to you for being such good friends to each other. I can tell what a respectful and kind friendship that you have too. So Terrell and I are really grateful that you were here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's
and Terrell has given you now an invitation to a dance,
Yeah.
which sounds fun.
It is fun.
Can I
yeah.
go too?
I think you've been there before, but you can come
I can
along
come
if
back.
you want.
Yeah.
That sounds great. And I want to make sure that we get a chance to invite Terrell to some of the Down Syndrome Network of Montgomery County workshops, so that Terrell can also see the good work that you guys are doing in public speaking and all of our social work clubs that we're having, and how much fun we have, but also the wonderful work that you do, as Terrell does, as advocates in Montgomery County. It's really incredible. So thank you guys. And that's all the time we have on Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic. Thanks for joining us. And again, a special thank you to Steve and Eli for dropping by tonight and to share their story and really inspiring us all to be our best selves as we all continue to make Montgomery County an inclusive home for all. And the Dream Big theme of the recent Step Up for Down Syndrome walk is a wonderful mantra. And I can't think of two guys, and of course Terrell, who dream any bigger than you. And I know all of your dreams are and will, as Terrell has said many times, will come true.
Yes, they are. Thank you, Steve and Eli.
You're welcome.
Let's get hang out and maybe go to that dance, that gym. All right.
Well, that sounds good. Well, I'm going to invite myself for that one. That
All
sounds
right.
really good. Thank you guys. And remember, wherever you are in your life.
Let's keep on moving forward.
Cheers.
Cheers.